After Burnham-on-Sea Carnival on the Monday night, we park the cart in a secure industrial area just outside Burnham-on-Sea. We leave it in here until the Thursday night, when we take it over to Weston-Super-Mare, ready for Friday night's carnival. There is enough space for 2 clubs in here, so Globe park their car in here as well. The entrance to the industrial area is quite narrow, so I just take it steady coming out. Although it is one of those places that is easier to drive out of than drive into. Barry gets out of the front escort vehicle to help watch me out. Thankfully, it all looks good and we're on our way. As soon as the main road is clear, Barry escorts me out. We have 4 escort vehicles tonight, 1 in front of me and 1 behind, then 1 in front of the tractor and generator combination and 1 behind. Once we get round the first roundabout, we head on the A370 all the way to Weston-Super-Mare. It doesn't take us long with Barry out in front because he is the most fearless escort driver. Once we reach Weston-Super-Mare, we head into the coach park, where all the carts will park over the next 24 hours before the procession starts tomorrow night. To get in, we do a U-turn around the roundabout and then turn immediately left into the car park. I spot a few people I know on my way in, and then I pull up behind Barry while he sorts out where I need to park. The marshals will tell him where we need to hitch up, and then where we need to pull round to park for the night. Jan gives me a wave as I go in, and she does a lot for Western Carnival. You will also see her at every other carnival, helping to marshal. And without dedicated people like her, these carnivals would not go ahead. Once we get to our designated spot, we get the cart hitched up together, and we're ready for the next carnival. The following evening, we get down to the carnival and we see Ryan Gorrett in his big yellow V8 T-cab. He's down here doing some promotion for Devon Truck Show, which is on the 24th and 25th of May 2025. I will also be attending Devon Truck Show next year with my new truck. After that, I get down to the cart, and as I'm driving tonight, I need to do my daily checks. I need to make sure that everything is safe and roadworthy before the cart goes around the circuit. And then I need to fill out my paperwork to say that I've done all the checks. Chris and Crystal, my new bosses, have brought Sienna over to watch the carnival. And while they go and find a spot along the route to watch, I get myself ready to drive. I always make sure I've got plenty of layers on, as it's always pretty cold this time of year, especially in seaside towns. By this point, the cart personnel have turned up, and they get themselves made up and warmed up, ready to go on cart. Because we have gone for a traditional Irish theme on cart this year, the makeup isn't too elaborate. So all I need is a green, white and orange stripe down my face. I also make sure that my heated seat is on, and I think it must be the best thing I've ever brought for Carnival. As I've said before, Carnival is a family event, so Ryan's son Billy is in Vagabonds and his cousin Lenny is in Toppers. Despite Carnival being a big competition, everybody gets on really well and has fun together. The car park at Weston-Super-Mare is a great opportunity for clubs to have fun together, as everybody is in one area, unlike most carnivals where we're just in a big long line waiting to go. We watched some of the other carts go out before us. This one is by Globe Carnival Club. Unfortunately, they did have a breakdown last night, but luckily it's all fixed now after working all day on the cart. There are clubs lined up down both sides of us. The line on the right of us will go first, and then our line will go next. I really like this entry by Marketeers. Indians is one of my favourite themes in Carnival. Katie looks like she's really enjoying the carts coming down too. This one is by the British Flag Carnival Club, and it looks like this one is the last to leave on this side. Once the queue starts moving in front of me, I get the signal from the road crew, and then I can start moving. You can see Rambler's cart to the left of me, and it just looks absolutely phenomenal with all the LED lights. It's definitely one of the best carts on the circuit this year. It's always really nice when you get clapped by other clubs on the way out. As I pull out to the start of procession, I'm concentrating on what I'm doing so much, I nearly don't spot Ryan Gorrett over on the other side of the road. But once I do, of course, I give him a big wave. Because the cart is so long and we have limited visibility, when we are sat in the driving seat, we have developed a system to move the cart as safely as possible. We will always have the minimum road crew of 2 at the front, 2 on each tow bar and 2 at the back. And then additionally, the road crew captain who floats about. The 2 road crew at either side of the front will put their thumbs up to the rest of the road crew. Once they look around and deem that it's safe, the other road crew members will put their thumb up back. And once each side has all their thumbs up, it is fed back to the road crew captain, and it's only them that can tell me when it is safe to move. I also have my own safety tools, which are cameras down each side and cameras looking over each tow bar, but ultimately I cannot move the cart until the road crew captain gives me permission. Although the road crew captain is the only person that can tell me to move forwards, anyone can tell me to stop, and I must stop when I'm told. There are also stop buttons all the way down the car which any of the road crew can press, and that switches on a red light in front of me. As we come up to the seafront, there is a sharp left-hand corner, and Lee stands on the corner of the bollard like a little gnome to let me know where I need to go. Lee's late father was a truck driver, and it's clear that he picked up a lot of skills from his dad when he was younger about how trucks move. As I turn the corner, there's a lot going on, and I look back to make sure that the back end has come around the corner. I also didn't spot photographer Daniel Holt until the last minute, but once I do, I give him a smile. As we turn onto the seafront, I can feel the temperature drop a couple of degrees, with the breeze coming across from the sea. Then I spot Chris, Crystal and Sienna and the Cecil family, but by this point I'm so cold I'm struggling to smile and wave because I can't feel my hands or my face. We're not far from the end now, and I still haven't seen Pete White, even though he lives near here, and he did say to my boss that he was going. Once we get to the end of the procession, we find a suitable place to stop to get all the cart personnel off, and that's also my opportunity to get as many warm layers on as I possibly can. I put my costume away, I blow my nose, and then I'm ready to go. Once all the cart personnel are off and the cart's been secured, ready to move off, we head down to the point where we can split down. We go past Ramblers Carnival Club, and I could put money on it that they're all off to the pub. We also go past the Tropicana, and if you grew up in Somerset, chances are you went there on a school trip. We pull right down until we can't go any further.
They won't let us split until we get to our tractor now.
Once we get to the tractor, I pull forwards until the tractor is just before the generator trailer. I can see on the cameras that they are unhitching the generator trailer from the cart, and although I can see that the pin's out and they are nearly there, I don't move forwards until I get the signal from the road crew captain. I pull forwards enough until the tractor can get in between to hitch up the generator trailer, and once that's done, it's off to North Petherton for tomorrow night's carnival. I am pulling the first trailer with the tug, and Lee is bringing the generator trailer over with the tractor. Lee hasn't got a HGV licence, so he can't drive the cart pulled with a lorry, but he can pull the generator trailer with a tractor because he has done the carnival course. As we head up through Bridgewater, I see some of the vagabonds heading out to party night. There are always parties after the carnivals, which most of the cart personnel will attend afterwards. Sarah from Vagabonds was in the pub The Lime Kiln and wanted to get a video of the cart coming past. She stood outside for about half an hour waiting, and then as soon as she went in and gave up, we went past. Chrissy is out in front on the way over, and he's not that keen on going out in front, but he does check with me the line I need to take to get round this next corner, as it is quite tight. So I let him know that I need to keep right over to the right to be able to turn left safely. The escort vehicle behind me will protect myself and other road users from coming down the inside. And we follow the A38 all the way out to North Petherton. When we get to North Petherton, we can see that a lot of clubs are already here, and they've hitched up, parked up, and already gone home. The run over to North Petherton can quite often be quite a late night, especially if you are near the back of procession. But tonight we were closer to the front than the back, and we've actually had a really good run over here. I think it helps massively when you can split down and get on your way before the carnival actually finishes. We need to turn around and go back the other way to line up, and the only place to do that is on the wide section of the dual carriageway. It is tight, but it is doable. And Lee follows on behind me with the tractor and the generator trailer. The marshal keeps all the escort vehicles to one side and directs me up through the lay-by to line up. We pull up behind Globe, and they have broken down again. Unfortunately, something different this time. The marshal asks us how long it would take us to hitch up, and because we've got quite an experienced crew, it doesn't normally take us too long, so he asks us to hitch up here, which we do. I watch the cameras and I see the tractor come out, but I don't move back until the road crew captain tells me when to go back. We always line everything up in a dead straight line, then all we have to do is reverse back dead straight, and it's always handy to pick a good flat spot of ground to do this on. Because of the circumstances, we are on a bit of a hill, but I just take it back very steady, and then I watch the cameras to make sure I know what's going on the drawbar. They tell me that everything is all hitched up and secure, but they're going to find out what I need to do next. But they didn't need to, because a marshal found me first and he let me know that they are going to take me around Globe to park me up. So they stop the traffic and move all the cones out the way so I can get around Globe's carnival cart. It's so disheartening when you have problems with your cart, and we have had many years of this in the past. But luckily it's not us this year. I pull right the way down as far as I can go, and that is us, done for the night. We just need to put the chocks under the wheels, turn everything off and isolate the truck. Before I go, I'd just like to have a quick walk round check to make sure that nothing has been damaged by trees on the way over. The road crew normally spot if something gets damaged, but sometimes it could be as little as a couple of bulbs. And last but not least, we take the tractor down to the end of procession for tomorrow, before going home for a nice cup of tea. The next evening, it's back down to the cart, this time ready for North Petherton Carnival. Piercy decided not to go on cart tonight as he has a bad elbow, but ended up dancing just as much as if he was on cart. We put lots of different music on before the carnival starts to get everyone in the carnival spirit, and it's safe to say everyone is warmed up and ready to go. Dave is driving the procession tonight, so myself and my dad are road crew. North Petherton Carnival in general is quite straightforward, as it's all on one straight road, and even when we stop for a bit on the rest area, our road crew captain seems pretty relaxed about it. After the rest area, it's one last push to give the audience a great show. Globe Carnival Club managed to sort out their breakdown last night and are in the procession behind us, and you can also see ramblers lighting up the sky in the distance as well. We also spot my sister and some of the other vagabonds cheering the club on. When we get to the end of procession, Dave gets out of the car as he has to go to work, and I'm already wrapped up warm to get into the cold seat and take the cart over to its next destination. Once we swap over, the rest of the road crew get the personnel off of the cart and we get ready to split down. Once the tractor's hitched up to the generator trailer and the escort vehicles are in place, we can make our way over to the other side of Bridgewater, where we will leave the car until Monday night when we head over to Shupton Mallet. It doesn't take us long to get there, and British Flag kindly let us park in their yard, as due to our deeds to the shed, we are only allowed to come out once a year and go back in once a year, and we are very grateful for them helping us out in this way. Thanks for watching, and don't forget the only place you can get my merch is at f28print.com.